Time with Terry and Tay. And if you're ready to turn up today, go ahead, like, share, and type down below hashtag Terry and Tay in the comment section. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to another segment of Talk Time with Terry and Tay. I'm your host, Taylor Getwood, the principal author.
Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Terry Hatley. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in today. We have a great show in store for everyone. I hope that you guys are excited as I am.
We are happy.
And guess what? Although we experienced a few technical difficulties which prevented us from getting on at 11 o'clock, we are here and we are super excited. And guess what? You're not the only one excited, Mama T. We are so proud and elated to have all of our special guests on the show today, this week. We have your homeboy, Gary with the T. We have Houston's very own 102.5 in the building. And we have America's favorite publicist to the stars in the building as well. But as you all know, we have a few house rules on the show. So we need you to share, like, and also leave a comment down below.
Well, let's not waste any time. We're going to get right to our guests. We're going to have the guests introduce themselves to each other and just give us a snippet about yourselves.
Well, I think I'm starting off, right? So my name is Lisa Jackson. I am a publicist or public relations manager. I have a few clients nationally, but I'm kind of more of a Southern publicist, to be specific.
Okay, Miss Amanda.
Hey, my name is Amanda Sapp. I am the host of The Morning Grind at the new Amazing 102.5 FM, also the host of Chit Chat with Amanda Sapp at that same station, 102.5 FM out of Houston, Texas.
Okay, and my homeboy, my friend since since he was in high school, Gary with the T.
Okay, hi, everybody. Good morning. Hello there, Terry. Hi, Tay. My name is Gary Hayes, a.k.a. Gary with the T. I'm a co-host on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and co-host on the national syndicated television show Dish Nation. I'm from a beautiful city, a wonderful, gorgeous city, Port Arthur, Texas. And if you don't know it, you don't know it. But let me tell you a little quick secret about Port Arthur. If you're driving through Port Arthur, I don't know what the highway, Terry, honey, whatever the stretch, we call it the stretch.
73 or 69?
If you're driving down 73 good and late at night, you see all the beautiful lights, honey, you think you're in the city, but guess what? You're at a refinery. So, honey, you're not, Port Arthur don't have no, we have no skyscrapers, honey, and you will not see a skyline. That's some good old refineries, honey.
Yeah, that's good old Highway 73, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it is.
Mosquitoes out there lighting up the place.
Okay.
You're so right about that because it will fool you coming off that bridge. You're going to But as you can see, we have an amazing panel today. And guess what? We have to let the ladies go first. So Mama T, you're up first with your questions this time.
Okay, you sure you want to let me go first? Remember what happened the last time I went first, right? You didn't get a chance. Y'all, he didn't get a chance to ask any questions, Paul, baby.
Getwood, you go first then, honey. Go first, Getwood.
Look, it is all good because look, I have my questions ready for y'all today. So hey.
All right.
Okay, and Facebook audience, don't forget, go in the comment section, leave hashtag Terry and Tay. Make sure you leave a comment. We'll go and look at the comments. If you want, we'll give you a shout out. Or if you have questions for our guests. So we're going to get started with our questions. And today we're going to be asking individual questions, but anybody can chime in. We just going to sit back and have a great grand time today. So I just want to start with Lisa. We talked for maybe 2 or 3 hours last night. So we kind of had a talk show before the show. We had our own little talk show. And we was talking about public relations and what a publicist does. And you were saying how people have a misconception sometimes. And so, could we talk about that? What a publicist really do with their celebrity clients or just their clients in general?
Well, I like to break it down simply and say a publicist is public. This is your public image. And so when you see, because a lot of times people just think, oh, the artists just, they made it themselves. Like, but how did they get on those magazine covers?
Mm-hmm.
How did they get on those red carpets? How are they getting a lot of these interviews that they do? All of the things that you see in their public life is coming through a publicist or a public relations group, whoever's managing that public image. So being a publicist is really all about networking and connections and effective communication and getting your client where they can be seen in a positive light.
Great. And
Lisa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question, honey, quick. I'm sorry, Terry. Now, I've had two publicists, honey. Now, I had one when I didn't have much money, and then I have one now when I have a check. But nevertheless, now I like my publicist, but I know it's probably not the right thing. But I want my publicist, honey, to help me find jobs too. I don't want you to just be
And that's what we do. So when you see like cameos in movies and things like that, that's your publicist doing that. Because you really need to make sure that your publicist has connections and network.
Yeah.
That's the damn question. That's the
That's it
answer.
right there.
You need to have some connections on it, because I'm tired of paying them, and if y'all ain't got no connection, I want you to be my publicist and find me jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like my last publicist,
Now,
I paid
would
her.
say the one thing we don't do, because I have a lot of music artists coming up, is I don't book shows. That's your manager's job.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
book
Manager
that
book
this
the
show
gig?
down there. That's your manager's job. But as far as publicity goes, getting you a cameo in a film or booking you on a television show or whatever, that's a publicist with connection, and that takes years. Number one, so you need to have an experienced publicist who created connections throughout their years, and they can do that.
Yeah, do you? So are you that girl? Because honey, I'm looking for another publicist. Because my last publicist, she just kept me out at events. That was cute, going to different events and being out front. But girl, I need you to find me some jobs, and I don't need to just make appearances, honey. I need to have me a check too.
You should be getting interviews like you're doing right now. You should be getting inside of newspapers. They should be number one, creating stories. Okay, publicists also create stories. They just don't bounce off yours. So they should be creating situations and creating stories so that you can get in the magazines, so that you can get in the newspapers. And so the TV shows and the movie people say, hey, this person is hot. We need to put them inside of our show because they want eyeballs on their TV show or eyeballs in their movie. And they know if you're hot, you're going to bring that audience in. So,
girl, where you located at?
I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio. Oh, okay. Then. Okay, Mexico. Well, all right.
But I mean, it just basically, it's your public image. Mm-hmm. And that's what a publicist does. And we also fix some public images because some people like to, get in trouble. So, some people like to get in trouble. So you have to have the ability to fix that. And that also is with, connections, creating those more softball interviews that can cover up your mistake.
Do people underestimate that? I'm sorry. Can we ask questions or no?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Do people underestimate the power of or the importance of having someone to help cover your tracks?
Oh, they do.
In certain situations.
They do. Because I mean, my clients have gone out here and said some of the craziest stuff on the internet you can imagine. So you got to come back when they say something crazy. You got to think, how do I fix this? And usually that is putting them on another TV show or a magazine or interview where they can explain themselves, or like I was telling Terry yesterday, go out and give away some free turkeys or do something good. Do something good. So you can take that bad stuff off, the pages, and we talk about what's good. So you got to think.
So now we know why most rappers and most of everyone who gets in trouble will be at the next Thanksgiving Turkey Day.
Exactly.
So now you know why. So it's not just that.
You know why.
Just to help me.
Yeah, because just to help you take that bad, whatever happened, take that off the news and let's talk about this.
Hey guys, what happened to Gary?
Gary, that alligator smile.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. I can hear you.
When I said she was in Mexico, it went off. The devil is a lie. It's trying to go off again.
That's okay, Gary. We see you. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, Gary.
Yes.
You got two
You got a
Gary.
clone. Just don't touch anything. You're cool.
I didn't touch nothing.
No, it's two of you up there now. So just
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
there you go. There you go.
All right.
Okay,
now,
so Lisa,
look at that smile. Look at that smile. Come on now.
so guess what? You went right into my next question, Lisa. Does every celebrity needs a publicist?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Now,
why
some,
wouldn't-
and I'll tell you, they all have them. The major celebrities, they all have them. Okay. But some people are so good at being their own publicity machine
Mhm.
that they just, I think their publicist is kind of their assistant. Now,
Okay.
I hate to bring him up, but he's very good, as crazy as it is. But Kanye West is a very good publicist for himself.
Sure is.
You know, he's talking crazy shit, but he's
But
very
in
good
the public.
at being a
And the
publicist for himself. You
But-
know,
but
and I know
don't-
he has a publicist because I know who it is. But you know, some people are very good at creating their own publicity.
But if he's creating negative publicity, is that okay? Or just
Yep.
Well, you know, we have a saying in the industry that says all press is good.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Okay?
And you know, that brings me to my question. You know, I know some things, and if you watch the movie and the TV show Star, you saw this a lot with PR stunts and different things like that. But how do you handle a PR crisis, especially with if it happens on social media? With that being such a big and large platform, you know, one little thing can trigger a whole trending and viral this big mess.
Sometimes you have to just shut up.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you have to just do a whole media blackout. Just shut up. Because the thing about social media is they'll talk about you today and tomorrow, but something else will pop up. Somebody else will do something stupid, and they'll take you off, and they'll go on to the next piece of meat because you know they just eat you up. So sometimes you have to just shut up and just let it ride.
So kind of like that entanglement thing we heard about that time.
Yeah. Sometimes you like they should have shut up, but you know sometimes you
Right.
you gotta just sit down.
What's that commercial? You gotta know when to hold 'em.
That's
Know
right.
when to-
But
No, that ain't a commercial. That's a song.
But in reality, on PR sense, that was actually good for them because what that did for Red Table was raise its status.
Remember when
Now it's a
Facebook
legitimate
Live?
place.
So
So they used the tragedy as PR to actually increase their visibility. So it, you know, it
Okay,
worked.
well, Mama T, we got to do something. We need to go set something on fire or something so we can get our little PR.
No, all
No,
y'all gotta
I'm
do
sending
is
them
move
to
to have an
Amanda's
affair.
show. Y'all need
You
to
and
y'all
Terry need to get together.
What happened?
Oh, what
You
I'm gonna
and-
do is I'm gonna send y'all over there to Amanda Sapp's show.
come on,
Okay, that's where you
come
go.
on with it.
Send them
Well,
over
we
there.
already- We
We
already talked about that on the pre-show. We going to the morning grind. Lisa, my PR person. We ready.
Come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, that's where you go.
Okay, so that was a good answer. So now we know that sometimes you got to shut up and know when to walk away, or sometimes you have to do something just to stay relevant. Sort of like what James Brown did when he started going crazy a little bit. That's why how he got
You
mad.
smoking cocaine?
But how, you know, and you know, we talked about this earlier. We talked about this earlier, and I know that it's gonna be we're gonna bring it back up sometime later on in the show. But you know, sometimes clients can be difficult, especially when they get that little status under their belt. You know, I'm this, I'm that. So how do you handle a difficult client?
I quit.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah,
I'm not here for all that.
it's not even worth it.
Yeah, I'm here. This is my job. I'm here to do my job. I'm here to help you. Okay. And so if you can't take directions or we don't see eye to eye, now you're gonna have a little bit of conflict, and that's just personalities, you know, regular personality. But if it gets, you know, because I've had them where they just crazy as hell, you know, just I don't need to work here. It's like any other job. We are obviously not on the same page, and I don't have the same vision that you have for yourself. You know, because the client is really in charge. So if I'm not executing what it is that you see for yourself, and it's not working, then I don't need to be there. You know, because
Okay.
because in the end, it is the clients, it's them. You know, and they see themselves as one way, and I may see them as another way. And if that's not working, then we don't need to work together.
Okay, we have a quick question, Lisa, from the audience. Sandra Gail Castile said, well, can Bill Cosby and OJ come back with the right publicist?
Yeah, OJ always comes in. OJ knows when to get into the news. He does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When OJ decides that he wants to be talked about or whatever, because they follow him, he does it all the time. He can do that. Bill Cosby will be in prison, so I don't know how you can do publicity in prison. That's a whole nother,
He got in a fight with somebody. Just get in a fight with somebody in there.
Yeah, that's the only thing he can do. But OJ does it all the time. He pops up on your timeline and in your tabloids and whatever, whenever he decides that he wants to be out there.
Okay, like and also Lisa, we're gonna move forward. We're just gonna give Lisa her question since we have it segmented. They need your contact information, Lisa. So if you can put it inside the comments, that's what we do after each show. Could you put your contact information?
Well, well, it depends. I'm taking more established clients now, so that's a a different thing. You got to kind of see me when you're established.
She's established. She's a casting director who asked for it. She's came on the show before. She's a casting director in Hollywood. So
okay, all right. All right. You got
it. She should have a publicist.
I don't know who she's asking for, but she just asked for the information. So yeah, she's worked for Tyler Perry and everybody else under the sun. So I would just drop it. You never know who's looking.
You never know who.
And Lisa, they say you are an excellent publicist just from watching on the show. I'm going through here really fast. Hey, guess who's on here? Your best friend, Byron. Pender, Debo.
Oh no!
Yeah,
you got a computer.
Yeah. Hi, Byron. How you doing, Byron? Oh, and look, my baby Terry's on here. Thank you, Terry, for tuning in with us. Oh my gosh. Hi, Madeline Crawford. Good to see you guys. So we have a ton of questions here. Everybody's so happy to see our hometown celebrity. They're already saying Gary is so funny. Gary just sitting here.
Okay.
Gary just funny because he's Gary. And my sweet husband just passed through here. Just stay and watch the show, honey bunny.
My grandma said, hey, Gary.
Tell your grandmother I said hi, baby. Tell her Merry Christmas.
Christmas, right?
Okay, we want to give a shout out to Ryan Chambers for joining us on the show today. Thank you, Ryan. And I loved all those inspirational pieces that you've been putting on Facebook. Keep a good job up. Also, we have Dawn Narcisse hanging out with us, Kevin Johnson, my cousin Kenya Jacobs, Teresa Chan is watching with us, Herm Brita. Oh man, we got a lot of people. Hey, Chris Bates. Yo, Chris say he still need that part with you or something, Gary. Lena Sullivan.
All right.
That $20 you owe him.
Right, Lena.
Okay.
Gary, who is Lena Sullivan? She say yes. You have a cloud, a snow cloud over your head. Who, you know Lena Sullivan? I'm not sure who that is.
No, baby, that's probably the devil, honey. I don't know her.
Well,
hey, Lena.
Hey, Lena.
Hey, Lena. And my sister Jackie. Jackie said hi, Gary. Carla Floyd said Gary is hilarious. So
tell him hi.
My best friend Darla is on here. My girl Whitney is here. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Rhonda Neal, Tawana Esprit. That's my beautiful Tawana Esprit. Hey, Tawana. You gotta get Tawana.
Tell them to hold on. Tell them to hold on. We got to finish these interviews, baby. We're already late.
Okay, we late, but we got to give our shout out to our peeps, okay? We want to move forward because we got to come back next Saturday, Gary. We need our people on here. We want to know.
What? We got to come back now. Y'all know my rate is real high, but I'm doing it for free today.
Well, Gary, guess what?
Lisa.
That publicist in me was like,
I think that's a fine time to go ahead and announce that, hey, if you would like to donate or if you would like to become a sponsor for the Talk Time with Terry and Tay show, just get in contact with your boy or with your girl Terry, and we will get right with you. Trust me and believe this is the place to be and a place to get your business out there. So if you'd like to become a sponsor or a donor, just hit us up and let us know.
Okay, and so now we're going to go into our next question, and we'll come back and give some more shout outs to our audience, and we're going to go to the beautiful Mrs. Amanda Sapp.
Hey,
and,
how are you guys?
Hey, Amanda.
Hey. Thank y'all for having me. I'm so grateful.
Oh, okay. I met Amanda, and I didn't give my story on Lisa, but I met Amanda through a friend. We were doing our MLK event. I needed to book an artist, and they said, go get with Amanda Sapp. And that was 4 years ago?
3 or 4 years ago.
When my friend Gary offered to do the show, I asked him, did he mind if some other people came on the show? He was like, it don't matter if I'm alone, if you have guests, it's your show, however you want to do it. And I remembered Amanda kindness and her just her sweetness. No, just a very humble person. So 4 years later, I looked her up to come on the show because of her personality. So thank you, Amanda.
I appreciate you for having me, and I thank you guys for being on here, all of us together. So thank you.
Okay, so I did a little research on you as well, and I'm interested in knowing how did a girl from Iowa, Louisiana, become a talk show person?
I know, right?
Right.
Iowa, Louisiana.
It's Ioway, Louisiana. For those of you who are from the city,
I-W-A-Y.
I-O-W-A. I-O-W-A.
Girl, so you tell people, girl, I'm from Iowa. When they say, girl, you from Iowa? They like, girl, Louisiana.
Right. Once I say Louisiana, they be like, oh, okay.
That's not what I was
It
thinking.
is a very small town. It's a very small city.
Well, how did you
like
get to 102.5, the morning show?
Well, so I started off as a publicist as Lisa. And so what happened was for me, the workload became unmanageable. So it was like, okay, let me take a pause. Let me see what other direction I need to take. Let me see where else I can go with this or what I should be doing. And honestly, radio just kind of came to me. It's not anything that I looked for, but what I was doing was getting artists and entertainers opportunities for interviews. And so I was coaching them on what they should say, what looks good, where they should go, and why they're doing it. And one day, me and my ex-husband were at one of the radio stations, and he was like, we need to get our own show. And I'm like, okay, maybe we should. And so we kind of just did. And really and truly, that is just the power of relationships. I literally have been in the industry, and since then, I've not necessarily applied for certain positions. It kind of just came to me. God just gave it to me. It kind of just was like me being in the right place at the right time, but me doing the things that I was supposed to be doing at that moment. And so I ended up at the new Amazing 102.5 FM, your Do Good Through Good station. And our morning show actually comes on at the same time as Ricky Smiley show.
We y'all competition?
Competition.
We your competition?
I wouldn't call it competition per se, but I am on there to make sure that people tune in to this show specifically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So Amanda, so where is it in Houston?
It's in Houston, Texas. 102.5 FM is a community radio station.
Oh, we're not your competition.
No, right. So we are owned, and it isn't the same reach. So, and I'm sure Gary understands that. But it is not we are a nonprofit radio station powered by a nonprofit organization named Bread of Life, Inc. Bread of Life Inc. is also owned by a Black owner. So our goal at the station is to be the #1 Black-owned nonprofit organization in Texas.
Yes.
So we're moving and shaking. Actually, I just became station manager there. And for me, what I am is a culture curator. So I create opportunities as I have when I first started in this industry, and now I'm doing it through the airwaves. So for me, it's just about making sure I understand the power and the importance of relationships. And I hope that people who are tuned in today check all of us out on this page and try to understand that the levels that it takes to get to this, it actually is real levels. You don't just jump into this. I've had good days,
sure
bad
don't.
days. I'm finna quit. I'm not finna quit. Who's gonna help me? Why should I do this? I don't want to do this anymore. Well, maybe I should. You go through all of those things in a matter of one day. It don't even have to be the week before or the last week. Just in the middle of what you're doing, you have those thoughts that come to you. But as a personality, as an entertainer, as talent, I've learned to be able to zoom into that particular situation and just do it. So that's really who I am. That's what I've been doing.
And you're absolutely right.
I come from Iowa, Louisiana to where I am now, just doing it. So
you're absolutely right about what you said. With you have your ups and downs just in one day, and I'm pretty sure we all can attest to the fact that we just had a lot of ups and downs within the past few 30 minutes trying to get on this show. And get this background.
We almost didn't have the show today.
Okay.
No.
I'm sorry. Look, Gary wasn't going to have no tea. Gary had his coffee with him today.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but you know what? That's what separates the doers from the don'ts. It's people that will and who won't. And that's why when you look back and you're like, well, how did this person get there? Or how are they doing what they're doing? It is because of the persistence in moving forward.
Exactly. That is so correct, Amanda.
And me and Taylor been we are up most nights till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Last night we was up till 5:30.
And I haven't sleep yet.
And I said, oh my God, I couldn't imagine what the panel goes through. Gary, you do this every day. I respect you Oh my God, I always respected you. Just I'm so proud of you. I always told you my celebrity. But I didn't realize just from doing this once a week, oh my God, I wanted to quit last week after 4 shows. This is a lot of work. This is like a lot of work. And Gary has been a big inspiration. Most people know I'm a teacher that's in this area, but Gary always have told me, Terry, could you get something and put your signature on it and stick with it? Gary have always came and supported me through Poetry Night. He would come and be my MC, and I say, Gary, I can't afford to pay you, but here goes some gas money or something like that. So he's always supported me, and he's always asked me to stick to something, put a signature on it, and I stuck with my book. I'm 4 years with my book, Gary. So
Yeah.
sometimes you never know what somebody say will really, it's lasting, and it's with that building relationships. So
Exactly.
right. Okay, shout out to my Pastor Frank. He said, Gary, he said he loved you and you did a great job. Okay, from Pastor Frank.
Thank you. Yeah. So listen, Amanda, I like what you said though, about the perseverance. You have to, and you got to be consistent, honey. Which is because when I started off in radio, I mean, people often ask me, "Well, how did you start off in it?" First of all, I started off, honey, believe it or not, with a dream. I feel like I want to cry. I don't know why, but it's just so emotional. But the thing is, it was a dream. And one thing that Steve Harvey says all the time about Africans in America, as I like to say, we don't dream anymore.
Exactly.
We don't dream anymore. We don't have hope anymore. It's almost like we want this microwave society thing to happen. And it's not going to happen that way. I dreamed, honey, that I said, me and my friend Patsy, honey, I love Patsy dearly. We said that we were going to be movie stars. And, the thing about it is, I mean, we didn't become movie stars, but I was in movies. And then, moving to Dallas. When I moved to Dallas, honey, from Puerto Rico, I lived in Houston for 6 years, and I've told this story before, and it's going to be in my book. But I moved to Houston, and I lived in Houston. I love Houston. Houston was the best years of my life, and I stayed there for like 6 years, and then later on in life, because you was moving fast, honey, and I was glad that bitch, I'm in the city, from the country to the city. But nevertheless, later on in life, I was diagnosed with bipolar. Initially, it was diagnosed in Port Arthur, but it really didn't come out until I was in Houston. And I lived there, and I was put in the hospital for like 3 months. I was diagnosed with bipolar, so the doctor gave me medicine, blah, blah, blah. I moved back home, and I stayed home for a little while. Didn't like Port Arthur, because told my mom, and I'm like, I got to move here. Everybody know my damn wardrobe. Hell, I had to wear all my clothes. I'm like, and we had #1 club, Speakeasy, and hell, everybody went there every damn week. So I'm like, girl, I got to move because they know my wardrobe. So eventually I moved to Dallas with my sister. And I stayed in Dallas, honey. I lived in Dallas. I still live in Dallas. But I was in Dallas for like maybe less than a year or so. And I called the radio station. I don't know what I told Russ Park, because he was the DJ at the time. I don't know what I told him, but whatever I told him, he liked it. And he just laughed. And I was like, oh, he laughed. I was funny. So, girl, I started calling every day. Exactly, just being me. So, honey, I started calling, honey, and, eventually, he started paying me. Now, this is the cute thing about the pay, honey. My pay was ticket. He would give me a ticket to an event, or he would give me $20, honey. And, bitch, I took that $20 and I loved it like
I know you did.
I took that $20. Because the good thing about it was, honey, I was already working at the hospital. I was in the medical field. So I had a check coming.
I want to go back to that, but go ahead.
I had a check coming. So it didn't matter to me, that little $20 or those little tickets, honey, because that was something that I liked doing.
Yeah.
So I did that for years, about a year or so, a year and a half. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm tired of getting paid by tickets and $20, but I want to be on the payroll at the station. So I told Russ, I want to be on the payroll. So he said, well, talk to the general manager then. Apply. So, girl, I talked to the general manager and I applied. Well, about a week or so after I applied, they called me and gave me a job. Now, hear this, Amanda, y'all. They gave me a job, honey. Bitch, I was an associate producer.
Go on in.
Go on
Yeah, they gave me a job as an associate producer. But guess what? Associate producer was a telephone operator.
Oh.
Yes, they give you a good title, baby. They gave me a good title.
You gotta get the room first.
Thank you. So, baby, I answered those phones, honey, and marked down when people would call to request Lil Wayne or whoever.
Yes.
And I loved it. So I did. And I did that for years.
Gary, people, like you said earlier about this microwave mentality or what have you, like I didn't always get paid for everything that I was doing when I first started.
No.
I loved what I was doing and the reaction people would get after it was accomplished. Like that was internally that was payment for me. But
it's solid. I always say you're going to college again. You got to learn this.
You got to learn. Then this is school.
You got to learn. You can't. It's not gonna just happen. It's not gonna just happen overnight. So, baby, I worked as an associate producer, and that was cute, honey. Because one thing I learned when I was in college, I think it was in my I don't know if it was in my business class or my marketing, one of my classes. But what the professor told us was this: if you give a person a title, they will perform better. And here was the example. If you tell a person, girl, you're a garbage collector, he ain't gonna work good because he's a garbage collector. But if you tell him you're a sanitation worker sounds better. So you're gonna perform better. So that title they gave me, associate producer, girl, I performed better. And I did that, honey. And I worked on, I did that until later on. I became I worked in promotions for like 10 years. And then later on, Steve Harvey came. I'm just going through it quickly. Steve Harvey came to Dallas. And he would fill in. He would work at our station in Dallas. And this earpiece keep falling on my damn ear. My general manager used to always say, "Get out the room. He don't want you in there." Steve Harvey told him, "No, leave him in here. He talking to me." So Steve Harvey, I would talk shit to Steve Harvey. Eventually, Steve Harvey hired me. He gave me a job. He hired me as I was doing horoscopes on his show.
Okay.
I used to do the horoscope. My name was Drew. And it was so nice because Steve was so nice to me. When his birthday came around, I think his birthday is in January. When his birthday came around, then she flew me to the Playboy Mansion in Beverly Hills, put me up in a cute hotel, honey, and took care of everything. That was grand, honey. He didn't have to do that, but he did that. But the funny thing about it is with him doing that, flying me out there, that's when he introduced me to Ricky Smiley.
See what I'm saying?
That's how I met Ricky.
The importance of relationships.
Yeah, we were talking about the right relationships. People don't realize how important it is.
And being humble and trying to learn and listen. People.
Thank you.
And it's so true. Everything is 6 degrees of separation. Whatever it is you're looking for, you just need to find who those 6 people are.
Exactly.
What you're looking for is within 6 people.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, guess what? We all have a relationship together because I have a relationship with Gary. I have a relationship with Tay. I had a relationship with Lisa. I met her in Austin at the, we both keep forgetting where we were, but it was the unveiling of the African American something in Austin.
Yeah, I was press secretary for one of the state representatives.
Right, and we met at the picnic table when everything was over. I think I was sitting with my girlfriend Helen Davis. She's on here, and my niece Mimi. They all on here. They were at that unveiling as well too. Thank you guys for joining.
And you know, that's one of the things that I think sets me apart from my generation. You know, a lot of people they think that, oh, if I just go viral just one time, then I'll make it. Or they feel as though, you know, maybe if I grow my dreads and I put a little gold in my mouth, put a little gold chain, and wear my little floral jacket, I'll make it. You know, they think that I can just hop on stage and just do this. But you have to dream. And you cannot, when you dream, you have to go out and actually try. Now, you're going to fail sometimes, but you got to get back up. But and that's exactly what you said is exactly how me and Terry started our show.
But get what? Not only do you have to dream, though, but you can't tell everybody your damn dream.
Come on, Gary, with the tea.
You can't tell everybody your dream.
Put me up a cup.
You can't tell everybody, because, honey, everybody ain't going to be for you, honey. And you can tell, oh, well, I want to get me a Toyota. How you going to get a Toyota? Don't tell everybody your shit. Get it and then show them.
It's right.
And just do it.
Just do it.
And look, here's a funny story, because when you are doing it, you need to make sure it's your best. This is so great. So I had a client who had a hit song in 1996, right? It was a hit in 1996. It was dead. A couple of years ago, some kids decided to come back and make the Running Man over again. And now Ghost Town DJs are sitting at number 7 in the chart. But because they did that in 96 with top quality, here it comes all the way. We were all amazed, like, what in the hell? We all on, doing BET stages and stuff like that, doing the Running Man again for a whole new generation. So whatever you put out, it needs to be top quality in anticipation.
Exactly.
You don't know who's going to see it, when it's going to come back, and how it's going to come back.
And you know what, too?
Go ahead.
Now, this don't have nothing to do with it, but I also want to say this too before I get it, because we talked about it. I heard y'all talking about it before. About being yourself. You have to be yourself. You have to be yourself. Like Oprah said, I can't be Tay, I can't be Lisa, I can't be Amber. Because you know why? Y'all are already taken. I can't be none of y'all. You got to be yourself. Because let me tell you something, honey. I'm going to put this here out there too, because, honey, to those that know. When I was growing up in Port Arthur, honey, I was the biggest faggot in Port Arthur, according to some. I was the biggest punk in Port Arthur. But guess what? I stayed true to myself. Because once my parents found out about my lifestyle, honey, you couldn't tell me nothing because my parents had been found out. So, and that was that. But I tell you what, I make more than every one of those persons that call me a faggot right now, and I'm being myself. I get a check for me.
And you getting paid to do it. You getting paid.
I get a check to be me.
That's right.
To be me.
I'm glad you said that, because when I first started doing this, people was like, well, you sound like you might have, where you from? You know, and they would do that. And well, you got to talk like, I'm like, well, I don't know how to talk any other way or how to do any other way. And literally, this how I am now has been how I've been able to meet people like you guys. And you
That's
know,
right.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I can say the same for me. I'm country. Yesterday I was on the phone with Gary and we got good news and I'm screaming, talking country. And Gary said, shut up. And I'm like, I'm country. I'm goofy. But guess what? That's how God made me. So I stay true to myself. And that's why I think I've been successful and happy for being.
Can I add to that too real quick?
Yeah.
Even though I was myself, I also did research. So if I wasn't going to take
I do my homework.
talking different things like that, I did want to keep learning either trends or new software, just different things to make me better.
You know what, Amanda, speaking to that, when I first came in the business as a publicist, because I had come all the way through hip hop, I had been a club promoter and I had been a manager and then I was a publicist. And when I came in, the publicist role was so strict. You were just strictly a publicist. But I saw a need for you being a publicist who can also do marketing, who can also do branding, because in hip hop, you ain't got no money. You rappers ain't got no money. So when you're a manager, you got to know how to do, everything. So I had to learn how to do everything. So when the trend started getting really big with social networking and all this stuff like that, I was a new kind of publicist that knew how to do all of that, all of that stuff. And that's why but I remember coming in and more established publicists were like, you're changing the role of a publicist. You don't do that. Publicists don't do it. I was okay, but I do because I know how.
See? And you know what, Lisa? This is another thing too. You just talked about it, and what people got to understand too, and I've been telling Terry about it too. Social media, baby, ain't no joke. If you doing social media right, you get a damn good check, honey. I get paid real good, honey, with social media. And honey,
I was that publicist that had been, like I said, manager. I knew how to put the flyers on your car. I knew how to make flyers. I knew how to make digital flyers. I knew how to, because I had done all of that stuff coming up as through hip hop, managing people.
Yep. Well, you got to be every woman.
Well, you know what? I was
every woman.
I was listening to someone on yesterday, and it's what we're doing now. Like Gary said, he shared with me about making money on social media. Once we learn how, and I say it almost in every show, once we learn how to build relationships and uplift each other and not try to fight amongst each other, then we will be able to grow. Because I can't grow without the information that Gary have given me or just the tidbits that Lisa and Amanda have given me in just such a short time. So if we pour into each other, we can be great.
So, something I learned during this pandemic.
I'm so glad that Amanda, that you said research. Because one of the things that me and Terry learned from doing a talk show, you have to have your research and you have to have your facts and everything straight.
Did you just call me Terry? You mean Mama T?
Mama T, yeah. I'm
your kindergarten teacher.
I'm playing with her.
I guess I turned 18. I guess I ain't graduate all the way yet.
Okay. You ain't grown.
You ain't 21. You can't
call
me.
Things I learned during this.
Well, one of the things me and Mama T and we learned from having our talk show was, you have to have your research. And after conducting some research, I found that some very interesting things, which wasn't too interesting, but caught my eye. So, Amanda, if you can answer this question, because this does particularly deal with your field. So why do you think in the year 2020 that there are still not more women personalities in the industry?
So I'm glad you said that. And so one of the things I'm doing is changing that. Where I am at the New Amazing 102.5 FM as a cultural curator, I'm specifically, strategically placing women as leads in the position on shows. So I'm creating them. And so when I have a Hispanic show called Odele Houston, and in that I have an Afro-Latino and two Latinas on the show. And then also I have a sports show, which is also led by a woman. So for me, it's important to make sure that I give those women the same opportunity that I was given. On my show, I'm the female lead on that show, which led to me becoming the station manager of that station. So it's important for me to put those people in those positions because of the fact that there aren't that many, not that many Black women at that. So I see that is an issue. So I'm changing that where I can in the space that I'm in. So if people want to know or have more opportunities to come on over to where I am, and they are professional or have some skill, or if they have skill, I don't want anybody just thinking they can just come on and be on the radio. But if you have skills, if you're talented, you may have some school, even if you don't have any school, but you have a resume of some sort, and you're female, Black and brown, those are the ones I particularly need to have contact with. I saw that there was a void. I filled the void myself, and then I provided the opportunities to others. So fill my cup, now it's running over, so I can help somebody else.
Amen.
But why do you think it's still so hard for women to? Is it that women don't want to hire other women? Is it a joke?
Well, I think that it's across the board. It's not just in radio. It's in entertainment as a whole. We all know that women get paid less than men in all areas.
Right.
So I can't really answer why I think that is in radio. I know that that's what it is in entertainment across the board. But
right,
I'm here to make a change in that space.
But do you see women that's in your position that like to bring other women in, or do they want that show out to themselves? Like, I'm the only woman in this industry.
Well, I know that it's difficult for some women to allow other female in there. You know, there's always that, catty, whatever, and it's like that with men too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
There's some men who are, I've had that, one thinks they know more than the other, no matter what the subject is. So I think in that space, as far as, not wanting someone to steal your spotlight or your shine or whatever, that's just as an entertainer, period, to me, in my opinion. I don't know why there aren't as many women in the field as there should be, but I am here to change that. So.
Well, we are.
I like that. See, I like that. That was a publicist line right there. And I'm here to change.
Okay. But we have women in almost every day part. So we have women, for the most part, at the company that I'm with. So, but it could be something. I mean, like you said, women could be catty, but then, like you said, men are just as catty as women. It's just, I don't know. It's so much. I mean, I don't want to say too much because then I don't want this tape to play back and I say you said this, but it's just serious. But it's with us in this new, with us being in this new climate, honey.
Gary.
With the hashtag Me Too and all that stuff, it's just kind of a hard thing. I'm sure.
And now to speak to that, I would agree with him on that. Even for myself, I have to be mindful of what I'm saying or seeing or who I'm with and why I'm with on my own merit. So there is that too, where you now, because of the Me Too movement, you are tiptoeing around certain areas and subjects that you probably would never have before.
Exactly.
You want to at least be in the room. You might not be the person that's, at the table, but you in the room where you can see the table. And I think for a lot of people, it's just about being more careful. And maybe that's why there aren't as many women leads as there could be, because they don't want to overstep or whatever. I don't really know. I just don't know.
It's hard. It's hard to say.
It really is. But for me, one of the important things, not to skip over what you all are saying, but one of the most important things that I've learned during this pandemic is that how people say, well, you can't take everybody with you. That shit has happened to me in this last couple months. I didn't plan it. It just happened. Certain doors open because of it or whatever. But that saying you can't take everybody with you is so true. And I want to encourage anybody that's tuned in, anybody that's listening, to understand that that's an opportunity for them to walk through their destiny. Yeah. This happened to me right now, so I can walk through my destiny. So, I hope that people take this pandemic and say, hey, what can I learn from it, and how can I be better than I was last week or yesterday or whatever? I was going to ask you, Gary, with the bipolar thing, did you get that after you got in entertainment, or was that while you were out there?
Albert, it was before. Believe it or not, it was before. Because I hadn't. That's why I moved to Dallas because my parents wouldn't let me go back to Houston because initially that's where I had the breakdown at. So I moved to Dallas. But when I was in Dallas, I still had a breakdown, but it wasn't where it impaired me where I couldn't do nothing. But like I said, that telephone call, I just called the station and stuff, and and I did. And that's the thing too. What people got to understand, because that's why one of my campaigns is to be, for mental health and for cancer and AIDS. So because people got to realize with the bipolar thing, just because you're bipolar, you are not crazy. Some of us, anyway. It don't mean you're crazy.
Some of us.
Exactly. Girl, I had to be clear because some people are. But honey, it don't mean you're crazy, honey. I go to work every single day. I do 2 national shows, and my thing is, I take my lithium every night. Now, when I didn't take it, Ricky would know if I didn't take my medicine the night before. He would really aggravate me to really get me started to curse his ass out, and then he laughed.
But you know what? When you were on your highs, you probably gave the best show ever.
Yeah, because I deliver, honey. Yeah. Those stories get really delivered, honey, because I'm all pumped up. I'm real. Oh, bitch, Tamar jumped off the tree.
There's a professional, too. So you can have some mental whatever it is, and please forgive me if I'm not sensitive to the term, but you are professional first in my mind. So you be able to deliver if it's whatever. This could be fire going on around you, but you're going to deliver A1. I believe everybody should be able to do that. In my mind.
That's why people don't understand about just radio. Radio, everybody, I could do your job. No, you can't. It's not just radio. You gotta. I look at these stories, people talk about Beyonce. Hell, I've talked about Beyonce a million times. So I could get a story about Beyonce, just glimpse at it, and bring it in, and put something in from the past in, and make the damn story. That's not easy.
That's talent.
You can't just wait. That's not an easy task. But you have to deliver. And when I went to broadcasting school too, you got to have inflection in your voice when you're delivering that damn story too. Because my thing is, I'm here to get you on your daily drive, your morning drive.
Right.
I better have some damn in my voice. And that's just the way it is. And I love it because that's what I like doing. The same way with TV and stuff. You have to do this. You can't sit there and be afraid of it. Because believe it or not, radio and TV personalities are actors.
That's right.
Because you got to perform.
Hey, Gary, I Googled you last night, and you are an actor. I see you an actor, talk show host, radio talk. Yeah, Gary, that's right. It's under actor. I was like, oh my God.
And I'm going to say this because Terry, you told me something, and I really didn't.
Don't you ask my question? No, that's one of my questions I had.
I'm going to say, hold on now, because you're going into my question now.
Okay. But anyway, Amanda, but it's very interesting. You have to do it, and and I love doing my job. I've been doing it now for 30 years.
See what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
That's
but I've been getting paid for 2 years, I'm gonna just say. But it's a great job. If anybody want to do it, I recommend it. I always, bring people to the station. I let people come to the TV show and all. If that's what you want to do, fine, honey. If there's anything I can help you do it, fine. Because my thing is this, like Ricky said, none of us own none of this. Right. So my thing is, I'm going to share with you.
That's what I say. Okay, Gary, guess what? You're trying to answer my questions.
Okay.
So, you know what? We're just going to go into thank you, Amanda. Amanda Etta Henry said that let me find it. I think you interviewed her granddaughter. Okay, Amanda had my granddaughter on her show, Lady Aries, I think.
Oh, Lady Aries?
Lady Irie.
Yeah.
She said, thank you so much for the opportunity. We just want to take a quick break again. And Tommy Guidry said, Gary, you are always true to yourself.
Tell Tommy, thank you. Tommy used to take up for me in school, honey. That's my classmate. Tommy let nobody bother me.
I didn't know. Me and Tommy talked maybe a couple of months ago. And I always thought Tommy was my classmate. He said, I'm not your classmate. So Tommy, your classmate?
Yeah, me and Tommy graduated. We went through Franklin, Woodrow, and he went to Lincoln, then I went to TJ. Yeah.
So what year you graduated?
Me, 83.
83.
I thought Tommy told me he graduated in Tommy don't know what year he graduated. He told me he graduated the year. Tommy, did you graduate in 82 or 83? When I asked for
83.
That boy don't know his doggone, but he from Port Arthur. He don't know his birthday.
That's that bumblebee pride right there. All I know is that bumblebee, huh?
Well, I'm a yellow jacket. I don't know about those people.
Again, Helen Davis said, thanks for bringing up that topic because we just talked about bipolar and we were just saying not enough blacks, because I'm black. You know, my mama a Negro, I'm black, some people African American, but we don't talk about it enough.
We don't. We don't.
No,
I did
we
a
don't.
forum yesterday
We were just saying,
with Nami.
Right, we were just saying people think they call it crazy, and I get offended by it. It's not crazy to me, and it's not funny to me.
No, black people need to get out of the habit of not wanting to see
calling people crazy.
But that's all we knew back in the day. You used to have your uncle, you put him in the back room, honey, and they closed the door. They said it was crazy. But now when the word bipolar came up, then we learned what it meant now. So, you know, but we still, honey, I just called my psychiatrist the other day because with all this damn corona stuff going on, and I haven't shopped in 5 months, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
He going into my question again. Okay, so Gary, we just going off. So Gary, what I want to know, me and Gary talk. Sometimes we talk often, sometimes it's space in between, but the love is always there. So, and we always say we have great conversations when we're together. But I don't think we don't talk about our jobs. So this is my first time really, you know, about to ask you questions about your job. We just talk about life in general.
Yeah.
But, so how do you stay grounded, focused, and then at the same time, you always so humble. You humble. You always able to, I mean, what I mean by that is you have your celebrity life, but you have your personal life. And you make it look simple, and I know it's not simple at all. I know it's not. So, you know, just locally, you know, so how do you stay grounded, focused, and at the same time, you know, so humble?
Let me tell you something, Terry. Like you say, I'm from Port Arthur. We're from Port Arthur. And it's just something about, you know, being from Port Arthur, for one thing, you know, people kept you grounded and stuff. And, you know, and it was a different raise up. And thank God I was raised up with both my parents. Because my mama always told us, people like you as far as they could see you. So once I go around that corner, honey, you can't see me no more. So that means that's how much you like me. And I also realized, too, that, you know, so the celebrity life, let me tell you something. People quick to say, ooh, so Gary, that's your friend. Oh, I know Nene, your friend. These people are not my friends.
Yeah.
I work with these people.
That's
we
right.
work together. We're not friends in the sense of friends.
Oh, I know
we just
that.
work.
Even the ones that you have to tell the ones you work with that y'all work together and y'all
exactly.
But anyway, that's another story.
We work together. And my thing is this, I live my life like this for the humblest. I live my life like this, honey. I know that, honey, all this here that I have acquired, it could be gone in a wink of an eye, number one. And I know that you're here today and gone this afternoon, not tomorrow.
Right, not tomorrow.
So my thing is, I don't let none of this stuff get to me. And honey, I have everything I've desired, everything I have said I wanted, everything I've said I wanted, I got it. But that, I thank God for it, for one thing, but it doesn't rule my life. Because, I mean, for what? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just like, oh, Lord, I got this. And that's what an environment center and my friends that know me knows, honey, that I thank God for it, but it's just, it's nothing. I mean, it could easily go. And I always say, and being in radio, and you know this, Amanda, and you should know this too, Lisa, in the entertainment business, baby, your ass here today and gone this afternoon. Because, honey, your job could be gone in a wink of the eye. It could be gone in a week. And one thing about me, I don't subscribe to celebrity. I don't subscribe to celebrity.
Don't get into my question, Gary. You know I have that question for you.
Oh, okay. I thought that was part of this one.
No, it's not.
But anyway, but as for that, but as for the humble stuff, that's just, you know, it just really, I think my thing is, I would like to have I like all my friends to have what I have. And those who on this line now is listening, whatever, that know me, know that my thing is, honey, if I got something, honey, I'm like Steve Harvey said, I don't want to be the only one in the room.
Right.
If I got me a new Toyota Silica, bitch, and you say, oh, I love the Toyota Silica, I'm like, girl, come on, bitch, let me show you how you can get you one. That's how I am. I want everybody to have what I have because I don't want to be the only one. Because I don't want to drive up to the goddamn party.
How do you make sure that you're protecting what you have while you're giving out what you got? What if you have somebody who seems to come up you at first and like, hey, I want you to help me get to this point, or thank you for whatever you're doing, or what have you. But then the attitude is bad, like what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier.
I mean, like, how do you control that?
If the person come up to me with a bad attitude?
Well, if they come up with you as if they're as humble as pie, whatever, and then you realize that they're not that person that they first were when you first met them.
Oh, well, it's funny. I haven't met those kind of people as of yet. Thank God. I haven't met those kind. But if I were to meet somebody like that, my thing would be, honey, you know what, girl? Fine. You got yours now, because, bitch, I've been having mine. You came to me. So I helped you out. So, so, girl, you ain't taking nothing from me. Not a thing from me. So, girl, you go ahead on, honey, and have yours, honey, and have a great day. So it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me.
That's how you do it. You give them a sip of that tea.
Nah, so fine, honey, good for you, honey, or whatever. I'm happy for you. So, I've had friends that a long while ago that, they kind of, we kind of partied and stuff like that. But they it was funny though, honey, how, when I moved to Houston, I let them all live with me, honey. But then when I had my little breakdown and stuff, honey, all these girls, honey, vanished like roaches. But my thing is, I had to remind them, girl, I help y'all. Y'all didn't help me. So if I help you, I could do it again.
That's right.
I could do it again. And I did.
Right.
Let it be known. Let it be known.
I'm with that.
Okay,
So we're going to be very clear.
Very clear. So, Gary, you pour the tea better than anybody I know. You the best at pouring tea.
Well, thank you.
So this is what I want to know. How do you go about getting your source? Do you do your own homework, or do you have an assistant that's trusted? So how do you know what you're getting is facts and it's not?
Oh no, honey. I do my own homework, my own work. I don't like no assistance. I don't need all that stuff because that brings problems. And the thing about it is, though, and Elisa and Amanda know this, a lot of the time, I mean, like on my entertainment reports and stuff, we got a thing called the wire at the station. So stuff comes up the wire and you get those stories or whatever, or I pull my stories from different sources. And I take those stories and I put them in my words. I know how to do them, because the thing about journalism is when you're doing a story, when you say about facts, there's no such thing as a fact. That's why it's called alleged or rumored. So in each story you do, you got to say, bitch, this is rumored, honey, that Terry Savoy slapped the shit out of Tay. So we're not saying
he's talking about something that we do as publicists. So now I know that I can leak these stories to Gary, because this is what publicists do. We want to put something out. I will call Gary and leak that story to Gary, and then he's gonna get on the radio and say, "I heard that," such and such, because it all works together. It all. Works like
I'm glad you said that, Gary. My segment on my morning show is called "Y'all Heard That."
All three of our industries work.
We clear on that.
It works hand in hand.
And you can tune in, and hear me and Tay on the morning show real soon.
Okay.
But let me tell you something, Gary. But let me tell y'all something what happened to me the other day. I could play you back to voicemail. Now I played it for Ricky yesterday. This woman, I think I'm assuming she's a publicist, whatever. She called me and told me she had the true story on what happened to Kim Porter, Puffy's baby mama. And honey, she told me, but she wanted it to be off the record. Like I told Ricky, I just couldn't do it. I'm not trying to be a shock jock. I don't need those stories. I don't want those. I don't need it.
Let's talk about that too. Because there are people who try to get on radio to, now I know you said earlier about being yourself, but there are some people who do the hot topics, who do all of these things, but they want to be the first one to get certain information out. And when we talk about facts and journalism and all these different things, sometimes that's not the best route to take.
Damn not. I don't need to be the damn first one, because they ain't changed my check, because everybody else got the story too. So honey, I didn't call her back. I'm like, I'm not calling her back, honey, because I'm not trying to. I don't need to know who killed Kim Porter or whatever the situation was. I get it when everybody else gets here.
But I know what you had me rolling. Oh my gosh, I was listening to Gary with the T when you did the Tamar Braxton story and Assistant Tracy. Oh my gosh, it's the music video.
Well, when we hang up, I got to do a story. My webmaster sent me a story. I got to do something because now Tamar, they fired her. Well, she's no longer with We TV, so you're getting that first here. She's no longer with We TV. They let her go, honey. But my neighbor.
Up in here pouring tea. What happened? Go back to the story.
Get teacups. I'm gonna get y'all teacups. Where my cup?
So I got to do that when we're done. But
I imagine they would be sensitive to her situation. But go ahead.
Yeah. My neighbor that lives on top of me was her hairstylist. He used to do Nicki Minaj hair and he did Tamar hair. He was doing her hair on this latest show. So, I kind of, get some things, but, it's just, but you'll get it.
We gotta watch Monday's episode.
Y'all notice everybody leaned in.
Okay,
like,
baby.
But that's how you pour good tea.
Yes.
Pour good tea. You have to let people want to find out what the fuck. Let me say.
Yeah.
I have a special guest that's gonna be joining us right quick for Gary.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
but we're gonna see how.
So while we're getting the special guest, I just have to know.
Hey, right quick, Terry doing the most on this Zoom today.
I know, baby.
I have to ask this question because Mama T has told me so many stories and so many amazing stories about you all's shopping extravaganza, I guess you can say. And your boy likes to style and profile and look good. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I have to know: is shopping in Atlanta the same as shopping out here, or is it just a little different?
How dare you insult the city that I'm in? Is shopping in Atlanta the same as shopping in Port Arthur?
No, not in Port Arthur. We ain't got nothing in Port Arthur, baby.
No.
Hey, Negro.
The only thing you
told y'all to have one club.
We got free pollution. We got some one club. We got a Central Mall. There's half a Central Mall. We got Walmart, Best Buy. That's all we got.
Yeah. But so where you want to compare shopping to Atlanta and where?
Dallas. Me and Byron was the last to go to Atlanta, so I haven't did that with Gary in Atlanta. I've only been once, but in Dallas, you have to, if you go to stay with Gary, you have to go to the mall. You're gonna go.
Oh, yeah, that is a requirement.
And you're gonna buy something too, you know.
Yes.
And you're gonna go out, but you're gonna shop. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna shop.
My sister and my brother live in Dallas. They live outside of Dallas because nobody lives in Dallas. Dallas, they tell me.
I live in Dallas. I live in North Dallas.
You live in North Dallas. But that's what we do. We go shopping. When I go up to Dallas, I'm going shopping.
So what's the tea? I want to know.
Well, the shopping is the bar. As a matter of fact, I'm like, here we haven't been in anywhere 5 months, and I was just sitting. I was on the air the other day, and I was like, I am bored out of my damn mind. So I decided to order me a suit. But the shopping here is it's fabulous. Cause let me tell you something. I don't have to worry about seeing my brothers nowhere I go. Nowhere. And you look like you look like you can wear some of my stuff. I got something. I don't know what kind of type of stuff that you wear, but I kind of wear stuff that's a little bit off the Richter scale. But I got some things at home that I might be relinquishing. So when I come home, I have to get with you, and maybe you can find something in the club that you might like.
Gary, do you remember when I used to wear your black sequins jacket?
Yes, baby. Mr. Boy, I used to wear my things, honey, but I tell you what now, I've grown up now, so honey, I'm into all the fashion, because when I do the red carpet, honey, I got to, you got to look right. Y'all know that, Amber and Lisa, honey. You got to look right.
If you call me Amber one more time. Amanda.
Amanda. I'm sorry, Amanda. But you got to look right, baby. You got to, honey.
You got to look right.
You got to look, in the words of Kim Kardashian, and I don't like that damn tramp, but she say, bitch, you got to be memorable.
Yeah.
You know, I tell my clients, you dress for the photograph.
That's right.
That's you dressing for the picture.
Hey, you're talking about social media and all that stuff, speaking of dressing up. One thing I started doing just here recently is I don't put everything on my social media if it ain't right. Because people
what?
2 years for you to made it. They bringing up these old ass pictures when you looking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, I don't put a lot of personal stuff on social media.
Sure.
I put business. I put work. I don't put a lot of personal, because one thing you will not see on social media, you will not see none of my personal life or anything like that or whatever, because honey, it's just too much. And I get paid to do that, so honey, I don't need to get paid to do that too. So, but honey, you get just what you get paid. I get paid for. That's for business, and that's what honey I put up out there, honey. That's all you need. So, no more.
Hey, Gary, I have one more question for you. What about who do you really owe? I think you may have answered it. Who do you owe a huge thank you to? I know you mentioned Rush. What is it, Rush Parr?
Rush Parr.
But
I really do. And I'll say to all three of the men that really gave me a job, Rush Parr is the guy who gave me my initial start, honey. He gave me my initial start, and I will always be in debt to him. And Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley. I mean, all three of those guys, honey. And one thing I love working for all three of them, they were all good. Like I said, they all took me for who I was. You know, Russ Park, when people used to call the radio, say, why you got him on the radio? Russ said, well, if you don't like what he's saying, turn the station. And I always appreciated him for that. And Ricky and Steve, they both, honey. Steve Harvey said, you know what, nigga? He said, I can call you a punk today, and you coming back that same punk tomorrow. He said, you ain't never trying to be something that you're not. And I love him for that. And Ricky, honey, it's just all good. I mean, with Ricky, working for Ricky just really changed it all, turned it all around. You know, I worked for all those other guys, which was great. But Ricky, that's where the money came. But I worked as Ricky's personal assistant before I was on his show. I was his personal assistant.
But you came from a space of serving, and I think that's what people forget when they're coming into the entertainment industry. So
what was that, Amanda?
I said you're coming from a space of serving. If you're somebody's assistant, they're asking you to do certain things that you need to accomplish to get the job done for us. So for you to be able to do that, and I think people forget that you need to come from a place of serving when trying to get into the entertainment industry.
Exactly. And you have to, and like I said, you got to be true to yourself and what have you, because honey, when working for Ricky, Ricky was from Birmingham, so he didn't really know much about Dallas. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, honey, when I just did things for him, I opened up credit cards for him, I got all his houses and stuff. People thought I was Ricky. And that's one of the things what I love about being his assistant to getting where I'm at today, because when I started off with Ricky, honey, like I tell everybody, girl, I used to go to Marshall's, I would buy a lamp and put a lamp on layaway. That was my life. But when I started working for Ricky, I would go to the store and buy the whole room. The whole room. And that was grand. And that taught me about money. That taught me that money is to be had. Mm-hmm. And everybody could have some. Right. You just need to do your dog.
Hey, Byron, is he lying? I want to know, is he lying, Byron? Is he lying, Byron?
No, evidently.
Byron on here now.
Oh, look at the
What's going on, my brother?
How you doing, Byron?
This is Gary. This is Gary, best friend, and this is how I met Gary. Byron, who I call my brother. So is Gary lying or telling the truth, Byron?
About which part?
Anything.
There's no part.
Anything.
No, he's been on. He's honest. He's gonna tell it like it is. He's not gonna sugarcoat anything.
That's right.
Thanks.
Byron is Byron, let me tell you, Byron is like my sixth brother, because there's so many of us, honey. But me and Byron grew up together in church, honey. We used to sit together in church. We used to go to Sunday school, honey. We used to steal my daddy's car, honey, after my dad was in church, and we used to go ride, honey, and stuff like that. Byron was with me when I was a boy.
I remember the days when he was a boy, Terry.
Yeah, I met y'all when y'all were boys. Y'all were in high school, and I was in college. So I met y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all were young guys.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on what Gary said about church, but go ahead. I know y'all got to
go ahead.
He said stealing the car while his daddy was at church.
Yep.
Not only stealing the car, he used to take my mom's car too.
Oh, my daddy used to leave his keys under the sun visor, and honey, because it was too many keys to carry in his pocket in church, and we used to take the keys and we used to go riding, honey.
I want to know how you have been able to keep the spiritual side of things intact in maneuvering through this journey in entertainment. Like, I know a lot of times we might stray away. Sometimes you may not pray as much as you used to when you got to where you were. I mean, like, how do you keep that part of you intact in moving forward to bigger things?
No way, honey, I would stray away from my upbringing, my church upbringing, honey. My thing is, because I know, honey, if it wasn't for the Lord, honey, none of this would be possible. I grew up in church, honey, and I wasn't one of those Christians that you beat upside the head. We didn't do none of all that sort of, but we just knew the Lord. Yeah. And honey, I know that, honey, if it wasn't for the Lord, I would have none of this, honey. And I pray every single night. But anyway, but no way. It's just,
okay, so
no way. And I mean, you can't trick me, honey. Amanda, I can't be tricked. Honey, I know, honey, if it wasn't for the Lord, honey, none of this would be possible. None of it.
Great answer.
So before we that was a great answer. I'm sorry for interrupting. So before we let Byron go, do y'all have a story that y'all want to share besides that card, Byron? What you can share. What you can share.
We already know y'all stole trucks. So
right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know that part.
Which one, Gary?
thing about this is gonna go national because my people are gonna put this out there. So I think I could say it don't matter, child. But yeah, like I said, when Byron knew when I was when I was a little boy. So he and we both had our girlfriends, and I never forget the day. It was just like yesterday. We was at Byron's house, and Byron had his little girlfriend in his bed, and I had mine in the other bed. I didn't believe that it happened. I think Byron coerced me into doing that.
Byron, is that true?
That's true. I remember. I would say the name, but I
I was
can't.
about to say who was the girls?
Y'all spilling tea?
Yeah.
We need to do it like this. We need to
Hey, them girls is on this Facebook Live right now. It's me.
right.
What
Nobody
grade
even
was y'all in? What grade was this?
Byron, we were like in the 10s, 11.
Yeah, we were in high school.
Okay, yeah, that's innocent.
Yeah, we were in the ninth. No, we were about in the ninth, going to the ninth. It was like
so
the summer.
who was it? It don't make the story interesting if I don't know.
Nah, something.
I know who it was today.
You will have Terry with the T in Port Arthur if y'all tell him names.
Okay.
Well, just the initials. Okay, can we get initials? That's all I need is initials. You got to give us something so people in Port Arthur can wonder. Just give me some initials.
For real.
Just
Go
initials.
ahead, get initials, Gary.
It's a leak. Just initials.
Huh?
Q.
Yeah, one was Q.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, why Byron look like he reminiscing? That must have been a good day.
Okay.
That must have been a really good night.
Look, they smiling hard.
Yeah, right. Something else went on in that room.
He done bit the side of his mouth. He's doing all
Let me
that.
tell y'all this, baby. The Lord delivered me. So
It was good. It made him a vegetarian.
no, nigga, I don't eat fish no more.
Well, I think that was enough tea for it right
Hey,
there.
and on that note,
And on that note, Byron, we'd like to thank you for joining us today. On our show, we will from time to time.
Byron needs to come his ass back out here. Byron was just out here coming. He been trying to get back, and Byron came out here to help me out because I just went through surgery, and Byron came down to help me, and I really appreciate him for that. Him and another one of our friends, Kevin. So, but nevertheless, that's a good friend. He don't ask for nothing. I just offer it.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, but in closing, I just want to say this. I'm so proud of you, Terry. You always into it. I back you in everything you do, from the clothing line, from the
shoe store,
from the clothing line, the porch tonight. Whatever you need from me and I can help, I'm always there.
Don't forget I sold bootleg purses for 4 years to make more money than
I wasn't
ever
gonna
made
mention
in
that.
my.
Gary tell me you the one got me looking at people's stuff now saying that's not real.
My sister Jackie used to say, "You selling this stuff but buying it from the store." I'm like, I don't wear my product. I sell my product.
Not a crackhead. You don't use your product and sell it.
Yeah, I couldn't wear it and sell it. You know what I'm saying? I had to get the real one so people could want that one. But yeah, we had fun times together and we're still enjoying each other. So okay, Byron. Guess what, Byron? Like the gone.
I gotta go.
I
gotta go.
Thanks.
Bye,
Byron. Bye, everyone. Nice meeting you.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye, Byron. Love you.
I love you.
Well, on that note, guys, I think that this was pretty much a success with everything that transpired before even trying to get on.
For real.
It was my prayer. It was my
I was
prayer.
just gonna say that. It was that prayer. Amanda gave it. Amanda blessed it.
She sure did.
That girl can pray.
You know what I'm saying?
Gary prayed too. Gary hit us with a little prayer.
Yeah. With a little 1-2 second prayer. I sure did.
But Amanda's got us there.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, because I had to pull an organ out for Amanda.
Oh yeah, it was something else.
Yeah, baby. Oh Lord.
Okay, I know we all long-winded on here, but I have to ask 2 quick questions that's in our last for just anybody to answer. What do you guys do outside of work? We're talking about work, but you guys have a life in the community. We're not trying to dig into your personal life, but what do you do in your community outside of work that's not affiliated with your job?
I don't know how to answer that because even with my job, it's still in the community. Because right now, I just locked the deal with the local television station, the number 1 station here, and we're gonna do documentaries. I'm trying to capture. We've got a few 100-and-something-year-old Black people in our community, and so I wanted to capture their stories. Because time is short for them, capture their stories so that we can have them archival here. So that's part of my job, but that's also like the stuff I like to do. Period. You know, just for my community. So, you know, getting that deal and getting that documentary filmed and whatever and edited and shown on TV, that is fun to me. That's, you know, that's community work for me as far as I'm concerned, but it's still part of work. And of course, like, you know, like right now with this political climate, I'm with it, you know, I'm in the streets too sometime with the, you know, the stuff, whatever. But I use the tools that I have that God gave me to help forward this cause. You know, because everybody's got a gift somewhere. We may not all be in the streets, but you can use whatever platform you have or whatever it is that you do to help somebody out. So I've been using, you know, these gifts or whatever to help the Black Lives Matter movement and different things like that.
Gary, what about you?
We got guys on the street called the Bottle Boys. They sell bottles of water for $1, and I help them out, honey, with whatever their endeavor is, honey, until they curse you out and throw bottles of water at you if you don't buy none. So I'll do that, and I kind of stay in the house because right now during Corona, honey, it's hard to do anything because you can't be around people and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard for me to get out and do stuff, but when I do go to the mall, I help the economy by buying something. But, you know.
Hey, let me tell you something. You don't know we're struggling unless you thought about selling a pack of bottled waters for $1.
Yeah, for real.
You do not know.
Girl, but it's notorious out here, honey. They fit to shut it down because these little boys carrying Glocks.
Man,
Wow.
please, I live in San Antonio. Y'all know it's 103 degrees. They sell roasted corn on the corner. Okay, y'all talking about San Antonio. They sell tacos and roasted corn and crap like that on the corner.
Oh my God.
I wish somebody would try to send me that out here in Port Arthur. I'm gonna look at this.
Yeah, so this is San Antonio, a whole nother country.
Okay.
Okay, where you get this corn from? Where you get that from?
It's delicious, baby. It's delicious.
It is with the sour cream and the stuff on the Mieta. What is it called, Mieta?
This ain't no regular corn. Y'all talking about this Mexican.
Y'all,
yeah, with the mayonnaise, it's
exactly.
Oh, yeah,
it's delicious.
Y'all a different breed. Y'all
we're a whole different country.
Yeah.
Okay, and our last question, everybody.
Wait, before you answer that,
Okay.
So what I'm doing for my community is my radio station is powered by Bread of Life Inc. If I'm not spending time with my children, I'm finding out ways and I can amplify the voices of my Black and Brown community, period. So as a cultural curator, again, I am desperately looking for talented personalities who don't come with the attitude, but come with the humbleness and the willing to learn and be more professional and just be a part of this. I see you and just be a part of this ongoing thing that we call life and being able to want to tell those stories of other people's lives. So that's what I'm doing in my community. If you want more information about the nonprofit that powers my radio station, you can go to www.breadoflifeinc.org. And if you want to look up the new Amazing 102.5 FM, that's on Facebook, that's on Instagram, and also my personal page at The Amanda Stapp. And I know we're going to give that information again later on at the end of this call, but for me, I'm about amplifying the voices of my community in any way I possibly can.
All right,
Amanda.
Okay, man. Look where my organ is.
Okay. And our last question is, I want to know what's next. I know we are constantly growing. I hope I don't I don't know what's next for me. I'm always picking up something and starting something, but we want to know from our guests what's next.
You know, I don't know what's next. It's just, you know, God is blessing me and in my universe, and I'm, you know, I'm a publicist, but I'm producing stuff. I produced the whole Mask Up campaign for the city of San Antonio with the mayor. He came on board, so I found myself producing commercials and PSAs, and now I'm, you know, producing the documentary. But I still have the public relations. I don't know what God got in store for me. I'm just here for it all.
I'm with you, Lisa.
I just, you know, wherever you lead me, God, I'm going. I'm just here for it all. I don't know what's next.
I think to speak to the pandemic and the time of, I know everybody's got this unrest that's going on because we don't know what tomorrow holds. I think this is that opportunity to learn those new skills, learn those new tasks, so that whatever does come your way, you're prepared mentally and you're prepared to be able to do that stuff, whatever it is. So for me, I don't know if you was done, Lisa. I'm sorry.
No. I'm done. Like I said, I'm just here for it all, honey.
For me, what's next is just continuing to create these opportunities and expand my learning, the things that I need to know from an administrative perspective, also business. Yeah, it's good to be in front of this camera, but I need to know what happens and how I'm making this money after this camera is done. I need to know when I put this talent in front of this mic, what happens to that past that? You know what I'm saying? So that's really, for me, it's just more about learning more. That's what's next.
Right.
For me, what's next? Like you said, whatever God has for me. But my what's next is I want to, to be. I would pray to be cancer free, honey. That's one of the things that I pray for and happen next. And also, I would like to be in a relationship. Because this is the simple. I mean, because my thing is this, and I always say it sounds cheesy or whatever. But I mean, I work hard to get the things that I have.
We do talk about that all the time.
To have all the to get the things that I have and stuff like that. And my thing is, it's not fun, honey, if I don't have nobody to share it with.
Agreed.
I would like to have somebody to share it with. Whitney Houston wrote the song, honey, I Want to Run to You. She said, what's the sense of working hard to try to find your dreams without someone to share it with? Tell me, what does it mean? And I feel that, because I'm like, it's not, I mean, the Lord have blessed me, honey, to acquire all the things that I've dreamed of having and then some. And with nobody to share with, even though I got some friends say, bitch, you better not. You don't need nobody. You better stay by yourself. You don't need nobody. Well, I want to try it. I want to see what it's like.
Right. Everybody needs love, though. Everybody.
Exactly. Everybody needs love. And I hate it. I'm like, I got to look out. I'm living in this nice apartment and so looking out the damn window of the skyline by myself. I'm driving in my car and stuff, by myself. And it's good to have friends. I have friends, but you get tired of being with friends all the time. Like, that song, More Than Friends, Less Than Lovers. I want to have somebody, to do stuff with, to talk with, to share. Because I feel if I had somebody in my life, where I'm at now in my life is nothing. I would be even further because I would have somebody to come home to share with, to talk to,
Gary,
to lean on.
Would you want somebody that's in the industry or that isn't?
No, it don't matter. Let me tell you something. My thing is, that's what I've never been one of those type of. My thing is, I just need your ass to have a job, to be nice to me, and for us to work together, honey. You could be a garbage man. As long as we could work together, honey, and you be nice to me and don't be intimidated of what I do and just relish with me.
So say that part, because I think people miss that, because those are intricate parts in searching for a good relationship. Is to make sure you get somebody who can.
I run into that all the time. I'm relationship free too. It's that intimidation thing.
Intimidation.
Oh, so we all just single on here.
I just got out of one child, and it's what we're saying. But anyway, go ahead.
Gary.
Huh?
I've been married a couple of times. I can leave Carrie for you.
You better take your damn husband. But it's just something. It's that we all want. And my thing is, and what the bastard understand, if I got it, you got it.
That's right.
We got together, but I'm not gonna see. But you will not talk down to me to try to make me feel
that.
Then you live car, bitch, my car not little. So because and it's a sad thing, but I mean, I'm not gonna settle. That's one. That's why I'm by myself now. But I ain't settling, honey. I don't need you that bad. But I mean, it would be nice to have somebody.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. I hear speed dating on Talk Time with Terry and Tay.
Speed dating.
Yeah, we could. That's a good show, and we could bring. We can bring 3 people on for Gary.
We can do speed dating.
Okay, hold on, y'all messing with me. That's a whole publicity stuff, Gary. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Y'all messed up. Don't go no further. Go no further.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Ready to Love with Gary.
Okay.
No. We did that on a TV show, Ricky Smile for Real, honey. They brought this damn queen. I'm like, what in the hell she gonna do? What we gonna do? Bump purses?
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Okay. It fell. But we start talking like we don't even have an audience. But Gary, I have to ask this question. I know it's over now. We're at the very end. But my question here that I have to ask you this. We always have that conversation that you just had, but we always have the other conversation. Gary do not buy into that he's a celebrity. I had to tell him over and over, say, you are a celebrity. You are a celebrity. And Gary, I'm not a celebrity. I'm like, well, but you're on television. You're my favorite celebrity. Gary then brought people to my house from the industry, and I'm not interested in them. I'm interested in my celebrity, who's my biggest, I'm his biggest fan. So why do you still, I don't know, we haven't really talked about it lately as much as we used to, but why do you never, why can't you see that you're a celebrity.
Because I mean, because like I said, like I was told, like my mama used to say growing up, and I know maybe it's wrong, because people build you up just to knock you down.
But that still don't knock what you are. I'm a teacher. No, I can't go around saying I'm not a teacher.
Well, yeah, but and I understand. You know, like Terry, you're the one who told me. You said, Gary, you're the first person from Port Arthur to do radio. How do you put it? Radio, TV. Something you had told me.
You're that's right.
And it hadn't been done, you know. But I just, you know, I mean, it just doesn't. It don't. I mean, you know, it just doesn't bother me. It just don't. I just, you know, okay, whatever.
But you do know you're a celebrity, right?
Yeah, I do know in the term of celebrity, because I had to look up the word. Yes, I am a celebrity.
Okay, but it took you a long time. It took you a long time to say that. It's not. I just.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you know, it's all good though. You know, Jesus wept.
Jesus wept.
Why am I going to start using that?
Okay.
Which one, Amanda?
No, if you call them, you're gonna have to hear Merry Christmas. I mean,
Lord, Merry Christmas. You told my grandma that just now.
You knew my grandma when he said Jesus wept. You know, we were little kids that we all had to learn a Bible verse.
We sure did.
The first one you learned, the shortest verse in the Bible, Jesus wept. And we had
Jesus wept, baby.
That and amen. That and amen. Amen.
Yes. Yes, Lord. Okay, Terry.
Okay, so with that, guys, we're about to wrap everything up. Taylor?
Well, with that being said, as you can see, today was an amazing show. Probably one of our longest shows, but one of our best shows as well.
Yes.
So, if you have time, you can go by and check out our Talk Time with Terry and Tay Facebook page. It is up there and ready for you to come back and like and love and just share and spread your love. And if you want to see today's show over and over again throughout the week, you can come here along with our other shows that we have. So don't forget to tune in with Talk Time with Terry and Tay next Saturday as well. But she tried to get us to leave just a little bit before because she didn't want to spoil the surprise, but I'm saying it anyway. Somebody has a birthday coming up.
Oh.
Somebody has a 25th birthday coming up, and I've had mine already, so it's no other than Mama T.
That's why she looks extra hot today. You look fly today, girl. I see you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got her stimulus, baby.
Yeah,
so when is the birthday?
August 6th, but you guys are all invited. Everybody on Facebook land next Friday. I'm having a Zoom birthday party. It's gonna be an Adidas party. Wear your Adidas. If you don't have Adidas, don't worry about it. So I have to get back with Shock and Sean because I have a DJ and everything. You guys already know I'm gonna have my Adidas backdrop. So if you know how to change your virtual backdrop setting.
We done had y'all. We done been with the backdrops. No.
Exactly.
And they just joined with a blank wall because it was hard.
No, they could just join. For this, we're inviting over 100 people plus as many people as I can get on Zoom, and I won't have enough to send to everybody, but you can still watch on Facebook. But at the party, I have 100 invites. You guys are invited to the party. Please be there. It's next Friday. I think it's either between 7 and 8 or 7:30 and 8:30. I'm not sure, but the invite will go out. And please join. It's BYOB, so you'll be at your house, but bring your favorite beverage to the party. Get your dance on, because if you're in the party, we're gonna spotlight different people at the party. And you also might get that chance to give me a birthday shout out. I will have my Cash App up. If you can't, I don't go to no party without any gifts, so don't come to the party empty-handed. Bring
Hey now.
I'm gonna send some Cash App.
On that note,
you understand? My Cash App is up.
On that note, if you can't provide money at a party, don't forget to buy her book. School is about to start, so I mean, you want your kids to read Butch Goes to School and all the other My Dog Butch books that she has. Trust me, they are very, very cool. And yes, I was Butch that day. That's why that picture looks.
Yeah, that Taylor is Butch. He's also.
I legit thought that was another word. Every time I pass by your name, I think that word is something else.
Oh Lord,
yeah. That she was lesbian Butch. Lesbian Butch.
I'm like, why didn't they?
But thank you, Deborah. Deborah told me happy early birthday, and James Gamble want to know why did we say bless the food with Jesus wept. That is kind of strange. I don't know, James. Our mama told us to.
My mom said to do that. That's all I know.
The shortest scripture in the Bible, I think, is what it is.
Okay, look, it's one of those. But on that note, we want to thank you all for tuning in. We'll be here next Saturday, same place, 11 o'clock this time. And we will see you all.
No, he didn't see you.
For real, what you trying to say? You
and as an educator, all teachers, please have a safe entrance going back into your schools. I know I go back to work on Wednesday, so I'm praying that everybody is covered when we go back this year, that the children are covered and that we have a successful year. It's a little scary going back to school, but we can't operate in fear. So we just want to ask everybody out in Facebook land and the panel to please pray for the teachers, administrators, and students and parents of children that's going back to school.
Pray for Dr. Portery.
Oh, of course. Cousin Dr. Portery, no, I'm praying for him because it's a big deal to me. Like I say, I got really sick last year and I know I had coronavirus and I just don't want to put myself through that again. So just, pray for the whole system, for the world with the pandemic and the coronavirus. So it was good. Oh, everybody, it was good having you. Don't sign off. I'm going to log off, but let's tell everybody on Facebook.
One more time. My social media is Instagram, Amanda Sapp.
Put it in the comments.
All of that.
Somebody got to put. You should have a damn a little scroller down there with our stuff.
That's not with Zoom. That's another app.
Yeah.
Either way, y'all go follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for having me.
Amanda, drop it in the app.
Bye, Amanda.
Well, I meant to people that are listening and watching, but I will put it in the comments.
Okay.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Yeah, I gotta go to my gynecologist right now. So.
Man, if you don't get on up out of here.
Yeah.
Under the sun.